Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of market prep. So this is the final week of market prep before we have winter markets at the end of every week. So it is 8 days until my first winter market and it's really crunch time, so I really have quite a lot of inventory goals left and we really need to prep quite a lot this week. I have quite big goals for this week. And then I also, as you know, I track all of my inventory in this prep planner. And as you can probably tell, this is not like super filled in yet. So we definitely have quite a lot to do. There's even like more pages to that. So we have, this is what the first page is looking like. And this is the second page. So we definitely have our work cut out for us for the next couple of weeks because there's no way that I can actually finish all of this before my first winter market in 8 days. But also I have this whole list planned out and then I go ahead and I buy 5 patterns and I don't want to make anything on that list anymore but just try out new patterns. So that is kind of what's been going on this week so far. So over the course of the last weekend, I didn't have a market, so I had a little bit of time to scour the internet and I found so many cool new patterns, and now I've tried out a couple of them that I bought, and I don't usually buy a ton of patterns, so this is kind of new for me, so that feels very exciting to try out so many new things. And yeah, I finished a couple of those new things and I wanted to show them to you because I've been obsessed with all of these patterns and I really want to make a lot more of all of them. So let's get right into what I've prepped so far this week. It's currently Wednesday, it's after work today, so I've already had a little bit of time to crochet this week. This is why a couple of projects have already been finished this week. So let me hop right into the first one. So this is the first pattern I bought, and I know that this animal is currently like very trendy, so I really wanted to try it out myself and start having these in stock for my winter markets and see how they do. So I'm talking about the capybaras, and I know that these are like so trendy and popular and like everywhere you go. So I really wanted to have some for my table. So I bought this pattern. The name of the pattern creator currently escapes me, so I will put it right here. And I really like this pattern. I think it's the perfect size for like a small market make. It's no sew and it worked up pretty quickly, and I definitely like the look and size of it. So I definitely want to make a couple more for my winter markets because, as I said, I think these are like so trendy and so popular, and people for some reason really like these. So I wanted to try them out myself, and I'm so happy with this little pattern, and this is definitely something on my list to do in the near future. They do have like kind of a heavy head, so you kind of have to set them down right so they don't flop over to the front, but still so cute and definitely market prep friendly. The next thing that I made this week so far is kind of like a very different size, so it's definitely quite a lot bigger, and I kind of like stumbled upon this pattern kind of like on accident. I was hanging out on YouTube looking for something to watch while I was crocheting, and I came across a YouTube tutorial for this pattern, and I'm talking about this Labrador by Crochet with Kyra. So this is definitely quite the nice size, quite the big plushie, and as I said, this is a free YouTube tutorial. I can link the video down below. And after finishing this one, I went onto her Etsy because I saw that she has lots of other fur patterns for dogs available, and I ended up coming at the right time because she had a sale going on, and I bought not only this pattern because I always think it's easier, especially for like a large plushie like this, to have the written pattern instead of having to watch the video over and over again and pausing it and all of that. So I decided to get this pattern, and then I also went ahead and got the pattern for the Border Collie and the German Shepherd. So 3 different dog types that I now have patterns for. The only one I've currently made is this one, so this is definitely the easiest one because it's all one color. So the other ones have quite a lot of color changes, but I definitely want to make the other 2 dogs as well this week. and try out these patterns that I got. And yeah, I think they turn out so cute. This is actually quite low sew, so the only thing that you sew on this pattern is the head to the body. Everything else is actually crocheted in, which is so genius. So I definitely really like this one, and I definitely wanted to make a couple of bigger projects for my winter markets, as I've been saying. So this definitely works for that, and he looks so cute when sitting. And then the other two projects I made this week so far have become my new absolute obsession. So once I show you those, you will probably recognize these. So I made these two little guys, and this is of course the Hoodie Bear pattern by Nooks Hooks. And I don't really know why I didn't get this pattern any sooner, but as you probably know if you watch other crochet small business channels, she recently started a YouTube channel and she had this huge con coming up and was making a ton of these bears and like such creative mods for these bears as well. So I kind of became obsessed and I went ahead and got the pattern, and these are the two first little bears that I've made so far. So this was the first one I made. It's just like the classic hoodie bear with like one color of the hoodie. And if you didn't know, this hood actually comes off. So that is like so cute, and I'm honestly obsessed with this. And then she also has a couple of mods in the pattern. So she has a mod for a froggy bear, which is this one. So this one has little eyes on the top of his head, and I think that is so cute as well. And this one of course comes off as well and looks so adorable. And then the pattern also comes with a dragon hood, a chicken, and this one. So 4 different types of hoods you can make. And then she has also come up with a ton of different ideas what else you can make these bears into. So I am honestly obsessed and I want to make like a million of these for all of my markets because I think they will do so well, especially like the little like special little hoods like the froggy one. And then she also has a free mod for a strawberry bear, which is actually the next one that I want to make. So a little hood like kind of like this one, but like of course in like some sort of pink or red shade with like a little stem on top, and she has a free mod for that as well. So that is definitely the next bear I will be working on, and I already have like so many more ideas what I want to make out of this pattern. So yeah, this is my new obsession, as you can probably tell. So that is my goal for this week, to work on quite a lot more of these and yeah, really live out my passion right now. So yeah, that is everything that I crocheted so far this week. Not a ton of plushies numbers wise, but I think 3 of those are actually kind of a decent size. So I've already gotten quite the good dent into my market prep goal for the week, which is always 500 euros of inventory every single week. So yeah, we're on a good path for that. So for this week, my goal, let's get into my goals for this week. I actually, as much as I want to make all of my newly bought patterns, I also have a couple of inventory goals for my actual market prep list. So I actually want to focus on the first page of my market prep planner for this week, which are my mini items, and I would love to make possibly all of them except for the bees, because they're like not really my priority right now, to be honest. So I would love to fill up at least the first 4 of these, which I think is kind of doable. It's definitely a ton of plushies, but they're all pretty quick makes. So I think that will be my focus for this week. And then of course work on all of the new patterns I bought, because that is obviously where my passion is at right now. And yeah, it just makes a lot more fun to crochet something you actually are obsessed with and want to make. So that will be the goal for today. I think the next pattern I want to work on is definitely one more of these little bears. The strawberry version is calling my name right now like so much. So I've already actually picked out a color combination that I want to work on for the strawberry bear. So for the color palette, it actually makes the most sense to me to make it a cream colored bear. So the body will be cream, And then for the strawberry hoodie, I will actually go ahead and try and use up a lot of my pink color that I've had for such a long time, because I usually don't love using this color, because I've said it before, this kind of like, I don't know, this tone is really not my thing. But I think in this color palette, it actually makes the most sense out of all of my pink shades to use this. And then for the stem, I will be using this color. So that will be mostly the color palette. And then we will go ahead and see if I will sew on the little seeds, I guess, in cream as well, or in like a pale yellow. We will see once the bear is finished. I think that is like the last step. So once everything is crocheted, I will go ahead and see what works best for that. So this is my first goal and what I really want to work on first. So that will be my evening project. I actually need to head out of the studio because I have a couple of things to do today, but I will definitely be crocheting quite a lot of this bear tonight. So you'll see quite a good progress once I check in with you guys tomorrow. So I will see you then. Hi friends, I'm now back at the studio and it's now Thursday right after work, but it's like the gloomiest day outside today, so I had to turn on the light a little earlier today. But I wanted to check in and show you what I finished since I last spoke to you, because honestly I was quite productive yesterday evening. But I also wanted to give you a little haul for some supplies and some new display items I got. So last night I actually headed out to the grocery store to grab a couple of things that we needed. And when I was there, I always like to look through the aisles that don't just carry food items, but also like the other kind of random aisles where they have like special offers and such. And I walked through there and I found some really cute display pieces. So I got a couple of them. So this is what they look like. I think they're like bathroom organizers or something like that. So just little, I think this is like MDF boxes or trays more like. And I think that these will fit my mini items perfectly. So currently I have these little baskets where I have my mini items in and like sorted by each type, and people can just dig through them. But I thought throughout the winter season, once I start to run low on mini items, this is like a really good way to display just a couple of them like laid out like so, and yeah, make the table look full still, because these are actually quite a nice size. And I got 4 of them so that I can display a lot of my mini items and still have a kind of full table throughout the season. So we will see. Let me actually go ahead and grab a couple of mini items to try it out and see if it will work the way I'm thinking that I want to display them. Okay, so I just grabbed my little basket of mini chicks with hats, and let me just try and see if they can be displayed the way I think they could be. So I was thinking to put them in kind of like that, in like random order, and kind of squish them in there so that people can really see like all of the different colors, and yeah, they will still look cute, even though I might have not as many left as I usually do. So kind of like that, and have like these little trays on my table. So I'm thinking that this will really help me throughout the winter season. And also these trays were like €1.50 per item. So I think that was quite a good deal. So yeah, I'm glad to have some new display pieces in my inventory. I'm also realizing I never turned on my mic for the previous clips, so I apologize if the audio wasn't as good. So yeah, sorry about that. I have turned it on now and I'm hoping that it's now better. But yeah, I also wanted to show you a couple of other things that I got. Not for my display, but actually for a custom order that I got. So one of my friends recently visited me because she lives like in another part of the country, and I of course showed her around my studio, and after that she actually placed a custom order for 3 cats for Christmas. So I will need to make that in the near future, but she wanted to have like bigger cats than my regular cats because they're actually like kind of small. So she wanted to have them at least like twice the size, and then also because she wants to gift them as display items, she wanted them to be weighted. So I got some weight pellets like this. These are just like little, I think it's plastic, but these are like little pellets that you can fill into like all kinds of different things to make them weighted. And usually I can't really use them because like of the whole CE regulations, but as it's a custom order for a friend of mine, she specifically said she will gift it to a fellow adult, so I don't need to worry about any of that. So I can finally try out making some weighted plushies, and I'm pretty excited about that. So I got this. This is like 1 kilogram of weighted pellets. So I will try and like evenly split that up between the 3 cats to make them like a nice weight. And then also for the same custom order, I got some safety eyes because she specifically asked for the cats to have some colored safety eyes. So I got, for some reason you can like just order 3 colored pairs of safety eyes, but I got a huge pack of them. So yeah, I got quite a lot of different sizes and colors, and I will try and look for the best size and color for the cats because of course I'm making the cats to look like real life cats. That was quite a lot of cats in one sentence, but yeah, this is for my custom order, so we will work on that in the near future. And then I also got another pack of my tags. So I'm running low on my tags, and this is what they look like. So I get them blank from Amazon, and then I print out my design on to like sticker paper, and then I stick it onto these tags. So I will need to do that as well in the kind of near future because I have like 10 more tags left and I need to tag this whole box of plushies. So quite a lot to do there as well. But I also wanted to show you everything that I was working on since I spoke to you yesterday. So yesterday I told you I wanted to work on a strawberry hooded bear next. So these little guys, because I'm absolutely obsessed with this pattern still. So I showed you the color palette as well already, but I ended up going with a different color for the body because I don't know, I just wanted to do a different body color for this bear. So this is what it looks like so far. So another sand colored bear, and then a like medium pink hoodie, and then yeah, this will still be the stem color, but I ended up not going with the cream body mostly because I also want to make a strawberry bear with this color pink. So I think that this is kind of like a little too light, so I will do a cream colored body with this colored hoodie. And yeah, that is why I decided to go ahead with the sand color for the body. So I really want to finish this one up today because I'm already loving how this one looks. I think I really now have the pattern figured out. It always takes me a little while to like find my own style within a pattern. So this was the first one I made, and you can definitely tell these are quite like different sizes. So I always have a tighter tension when I work on a pattern the first time. So this is why this one is kind of small. And now I feel like I have figured out the pattern. So this is probably the size that they will be in the future. And I don't need to talk about this pattern anymore because you guys already know that I am so obsessed with this currently. But I also tried to keep up with my market prep a little more last night. So when I was on the sofa and watching some videos with my boyfriend, I was working on a couple of parts for some plushies that are actually on my market prep planner. So I was actually quite productive, and I worked on some hats for my mini chicks with hats. So I actually need to make quite a lot of them. So I made 3 in this green color, and I believe, let me check my planner as well. I will need to make 4 of them, so I'm still missing 1 of those. I made 1 in purple, and I need to make 3 more of those. And then I actually went ahead and I made 8 in baby pink. So my planner says to make 6, but these sold completely out and were so popular. So I actually decided to bump it up to 8 and just like cut off a couple of the less popular colors for the winter markets and have some of the more popular colors in even higher numbers. So that is what I prepped in terms of hats for my mini chicks with hats. And yeah, I obviously still need to finish them up, so that I should really work on. And then I also made a little more. So I made 3 more upper parts for my penguin stress balls. So this is what they look like so far. So at this point you need to attach the light gray yarn and start working on that. But I just made the top parts of those, and yeah, I need to work on those as well. That is actually my plan, because today is Thursday, so we will have Thursday night family dinner. So I will go ahead and take all of the colors for these baby penguins and work on making the rest of the bodies for those and making a couple other bodies for those as well, because these you can really easily work on without having to worry about safety eyes, stuffing, and all of that. So yeah, that is what my Thursday night family dinner crochet plans are. But for now, I still have a little more time until I need to head out for that. So let me work on finishing this cutie up. And yeah, that is my big goal for right now. And we will see if I can move on to any of the mini chicks with hats as well. But yeah, let me work on that and I will check in with you guys once I have something to show you. Okay friends, I'm about to head out because I need to leave for my dinner, but I wanted to show you what I finished. So first of all, I of course finished my strawberry bear and I am obsessed with how this one looks. So this is what the final product looks like. I ended up going with a different green color than I said, so I made the stem in the color that I showed you before, but I ended up like, this looks fine, but I think this color combination is just a little cuter. And then in the future, when I make a strawberry bear with this baby pink, I think this color combination, like this pastel color palette, will look so cute. So I ended up going with this color, and then I just embroidered a couple of seeds onto the sweatshirt. I only did that in the front though, so the back is more plain, but I think this is like, it's adorable. I'm obsessed. I can't express how much I am enjoying this pattern right now, and I already have the next one planned out for me. So yeah, I really want to make all of those right now. But I also worked on the mini chicks with hats as well, and I actually got 3 of them finished, so that's pretty good. I think I will add them into my finished plushie bin, and then yeah, tonight I, as I said, will be working on some more baby penguins. So I grabbed another skein of this light gray yarn, so I will take that with me as well. And then I might as well take some like partial colorful skeins that I have back at home to get a bit more progress in with my mini plushies that I wanted to work on this week. So yeah, that is the plan for tonight. And then tomorrow morning I actually have a work meeting to attend to, even though it's Friday. But I will check in with you guys after that and show you what I got accomplished. And then in the afternoon I will actually go ahead and set up for my market that is happening this weekend. I probably won't take you guys along for that because I think I mentioned that in the beginning of this video, but this weekend I only signed up with my candle inventory to get a nice little boost in and save some more of the plushies for the winter season. So I will probably not take you guys along for that, but still we will have enough time tomorrow to work on some more plushies for this week, and then we will see what happens with the weekend. But that is the plan for now, so I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Okay friends, it's now Friday. I'm back at the studio. It's already the afternoon, so it's around 3 o'clock right now, because as I said, this morning I had to attend some work meetings and then I ended up staying home for a little longer and just crocheting back at home. So I have quite a lot of stuff to show you. I also got my yarn order in, so I actually have another yarn order pending, but this is the first one, and this one is already like quite big. They definitely pressed a lot of yarn into one package here, so I'm really excited to get into that in just a little bit. But before that, I wanted to show you what I've been working on since I spoke to you yesterday. So yesterday, as I showed you, I was working on the mini chicks with hats, and I kept working on them as well this morning, and I actually finished 6 more of them. So I have 2 in the green finished up, then 2 more in the baby pink. So quite a lot of these finished already, because yesterday I already made up 3 of them. So quite a good progress there. And then last night, as I said, I took some yarn to family dinner, and I ended up taking this hot pink color because those have been selling pretty well. Like any type of animal in this color has been selling pretty well. So I wanted to make some hats for the mini chicks with hats, and I ended up making some more plushies, which I will show you in just a little bit. But yeah, I made some of the little hats for the mini chicks with hats, and I already finished up 2 of those. So 6 more of these little guys finished for now. And I still have quite a lot of the hats to work on, which is definitely one of my goals for today. So I still have a couple left over from the first time I made them. And then I have 3 more bright pink hats that I prepped last night so that we can finish those as well and have all of the hot pink colored mini chicks with hats again. And then I also made some more hot pink colored animals. Specifically, I made some baby octos, and I already finished them up this morning. So last night I prepped the bodies for them, and this morning I put in the eyes and stuffed them and closed them up. So I have 4 more of those finished, and these were all of the ones that I wanted to make. So I crossed them off my market prep planner as well. I believe I showed you those yesterday. I had some parts for my penguin stress balls made, and I ended up finishing them since I spoke to you yesterday. So last night I took some gray and orange yarn and I finished crocheting the bodies, and then this morning I added the eyes and finished them up. So these are now completed as well. One of them will actually be for a giveaway that I will be doing with another small business close by. So stay tuned for that over on Instagram. We will be doing a collaboration giveaway. She designs glass drinkware, and I will be giving away a penguin for that. So that will be happening sometime in December. So as I said, stay tuned over on Instagram to see all of the details for that. But yeah, one of these will not be going into my market prep bin, so I need to leave that one out for that purpose. And yeah, those were all of the plushies I made last night, or like finished this morning. And then I also prepped 2 little froggy eyes this morning. So these little things, they will be for another frog hat bear. So of course I want to make another bear today. So yeah, this will be the froggy color, and then this will be the color palette in total. So frog head, and then this will be the bear, and I think that is such a nice color palette. So that is definitely something that I want to work on today. I know I mentioned yesterday that I wanted to set up for my market this weekend today, which I ended up going back on. So I will be setting up tomorrow right before the market, because I realized that this market is actually a little further away from me than I thought, and I would have to spend a little too much time on the road to get there today and then drive back today and then go there tomorrow again. So that doesn't really make any sense for me right now. So I decided to not do that. So we will have the whole afternoon for some crafting today. So yeah, before we start on that, I definitely want to get into this yarn order. As I said, I ordered yarn twice, so I don't really know what's in here. So let me clean up a little bit, put away all of the finished plushies, and then we will get into this box. Okay, so let's get right into this one. As you can probably tell, this is like packed to the brim. So I'm really excited to see. I'm always kind of scared when opening packages like that I will cut through the yarn right on top, because as you can tell, it's packed. Oh yeah, I remember now what I ordered. So this was going to look a little crazy. So the first thing that I see up here is quite a lot sand colored yarn. So this is the color I ended up going with, and I ordered 10 skeins of that because, as you know, I'm obsessed with these little guys, and I am down to my last skein of sand. So I ended up going crazy, and yeah, I'm really in the bear making game right now. So yeah, I ordered quite a lot of yarn to work on some more bears in the near future, because I am obviously very obsessed with them. So that is for that, and kind of for the same reason I ended up going with some brown yarn as well. So this is like a more teddy bear colored yarn, and this is a new yarn brand that I'm trying out right now. So I found out about this yarn brand kind of recently. So this is what it looks like, and this is the color 41. So I'm just trying out some new yarn brands because the one I usually get has been sold out for quite a while, and I can't really wait until they restock for some of the colors. So I will be trying out this yarn brand for now. 4 of this more like teddy colored yarn, which I honestly really like. It's like a more muted brown, which I think looks really good for some bears again. Then I am really running low on black yarn, so I ended up ordering, I think, 6 skeins for that. So 6 skeins of black yarn, because I think I only have like 2 skeins left for that. So obviously black is a color that you don't really want to run out of. So yeah, kind of same with gray yarn. So I ordered 5 more skeins of this gray yarn, because I only have like 2 or 3 of that left. And as you know, I've been making quite a lot of penguins, and those really take up a lot of gray yarn. So I need to restock that again. And then I got a couple one-off colors, or like more like 2-off colors that I'm kind of running low on. And I think actually that this yarn brand is the same as I usually use, because they're like all from Turkey. They have more or less exactly the same shades. They feel exactly the same. They have like the same certificates and everything. So I believe that this is just like different brands on the same yarn. So I'm really glad that I found this. Yeah. So I have 2 in this light blue, 2 in baby pink, which is like basically the same color again. So yeah, that, and then I ordered 1 skein of cream. And then finally we have a different brown. So this is like a darker brown, which I like to use for accents and such. So this, and then 2 more of my apple green that I am also running pretty low on, and I still want to make quite a lot of brontosauruses out of this color. So this is definitely good to restock. So yeah, that was everything that I got in this yarn order. Definitely more bear coated, because yeah, we know my obsession. So yeah, let me clean this up a little bit, and then I think I will start out by making some more of the chicks for these hats that I've prepped, before I will give in to my obsession and work on this froggy bear. Okay friends, it's now obviously quite a while later. I had to turn on the light because it's already so dark outside. It's only 5:30, but it feels like midnight honestly, because it has been dark for quite a while. But I wanted to show you what I finished. I also ended up putting up all of my plushies I made this week so far back onto the shelf, and I think they look so cute, and I think I will start doing that and kind of having a visual reminder of everything that I've finished in a week, because sometimes I forget how much one can actually get done in a week and I feel so unproductive, but this is like not bad progress. So yeah, that is what I ended up doing as well. And I also finished up all of the mini chicks with hats where I had the hats prepped already. So I made 3 more in the baby pink, which means we now have all of them finished that I wanted to make. I made 3 more in the hot pink, so all of those are finished. Then I made 2 more in the green, so all of those are made. And then I finished up the little lilac one, and I still have 3 more that I want to make. So this is what the plan is looking like now. This is the mini chicks with hats. So I still have 11 more that I want to make, and I already made 18 so far this week, so I think that's pretty good, and I will set them up in the back as well. So that is finished, and then I rewarded myself by working on the froggy hood, so that is finished already. So now I will go ahead and move on to making the actual bear. So this will be the color palette, just a little reminder, and I think this is so cute. So that is what I will be working on tonight, and I will actually be heading out of the studio for today because, as I've mentioned, I will have a market tomorrow. It's just my candles at this market, so this will not be a part of the video, but I kind of want to relax at home for a little bit before being out of the house for most of tomorrow. I still will have a little time to crochet over the course of the weekend, so this is definitely not the end of the video, but yeah, that is what's going on. So that is what I will be working on, and I will see you guys tomorrow and show you what I made. Hi friends, it's now Sunday morning. I'm about to head out to market day 2 for my candle market. So as I said, I'm not taking my plushies this weekend. I'm saving them and building up stock for another week. So I didn't actually film the market yesterday. I decided to take it a little more chill. I still feel pretty tired already, even though I still have a 7-hour market day in front of me today. So I went over to the studio to grab a couple more of my hardware pieces for my wristlets, since I did end up taking those and was working on wristlets all day yesterday, and I had a couple that I took with me, but I don't have enough, so I decided to take like a couple more today to be able to finish up a couple more wristlets, since they are not like my best seller, but every market day I sell like 3 to 5 of them, so it's nice to build up stock for those as well. I also decided to check in with you guys and show you what I worked on since I spoke to you on Friday. So as I said, I wanted to work on another froggy bear, and that is exactly what I did. So here is the next one. I think he looks absolutely adorable. I really love the color palette. I'm not sure why this cheek is like a lot lower than this cheek. I'm not sure what happened there. I think I might need to watch the tutorial that's provided in the pattern to improve on that a little more in the future, like the face shaping and everything, because I don't usually do that, but I think for this pattern it's definitely necessary to do that. So yeah, that is what this one is looking like. So we made a total of 4 of these bears. I really like how they're lined up in the shelf, so I think I will start doing that for all of my market prep weeks in the future. So this is everything that we finished this week, so not bad. 5 bigger plushies and then a couple smaller guys. So I'm really glad with everything that I accomplished this week, even though I'm at a market for 2 days out of the 7. And then just to finish up the week of market prep, I also took some yarn yesterday for my train ride because I didn't want to crochet at the market when I don't have crochet plushies. That is why I decided to make my wristlets at the market, because I actually am displaying them there. So I only took my yarn because I knew I was going to go back from the market by train, and then this morning I will be taking some more yarn because I will be going back to the market on train. So I worked on some penguin upper body halves last night when I went back from the market, and I was able to finish 3 of them. So this is everything I crocheted this week. Definitely not 500 euros worth of plushies, but still a pretty good progress. And yeah, this is the end of this market prep week. Next week we will have the first winter market with my plushies coming up, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me all the way till the end of the video. I will see you guys again next week for another video. So until then, bye.